Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make water in Unreal Engine. Just the material, as you can see here. It's got a lot of customizable options, such as the index of refraction, metallic value, opacity, roughness, size, specularity, speed, and color, which I will get into after I show you guys how to make it. Before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now on with the video. Alright, so to start out, we're going to create a new material and call this YouTube_water. You can call it whatever you want though, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over here, under where it says blend mode, you're going to want to change that to translucent. And under the lighting mode, you're going to want to change that to surface translucency volume. Now, the base color, as usual, if you've seen in my tutorials, we're going to turn this into a parameter. You hold down 3 to get the color. We're going to call this color. Now, obviously we're going to hook that up. We're going to go over here, and by default, it should be white. Now for metallic, we're going to hold down 1 to create a scalar. This value 1. Control W to duplicate all that, so Control C, Control V. Sorry, apparently Control W wasn't working. Alright, we're going to hook this up to specular. We're going to hook this one up to roughness. And we're going to name this one, convert it to parameter, this metallic. So you might want to be able to change this value. Call this one specular. And we're going to call this one roughness. And we're going to Control V one more time, convert to parameter, and we're going to call this opacity. That's actually a lie. We're going to need a couple more of these. Now, for the textures, you're going to want to hold down T, click to make a texture sample, Control W to duplicate it, and we'll set these both to T_water normal. And I should have done that. I should have duplicated it after I set it to water, but whatever. There we go. So now we've got both of those. Now, what you want to do now is create a panner. And then we're going to hook these up to UVs. We're going to have a panner here. A panner here. Now hold down 1. Convert this to parameter. It's called speed. Speed's going to go into here. And then we're going to multiply by 1. Let's set this to -1 so that way it goes in the opposite direction. And now we're going to append vector. And for B, I have to create a scalar. This one is not going to be a parameter. We can just do 0.02. So that'll be like an angle. So that way, because if you have them going exactly opposite to each other, you get some weird effects when they overlap. And we don't want that. This can go into the speed right there. Now for coordinate, the texture coordinate. Hook that up like so. And then time. Put that into time. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but it's always good practice just to make sure. Now we're going to want to lerp. Actually, we can just hold down L. And then we'll lerp between these two. And hook that up to normal. And now for refraction, Fresnel. So type in Fresnel, get one of those. Another lerp by holding down L. Fresnel will go into the alpha. Hold down 1, set this to 1. And then we have one last parameter to make. So we're going to convert this to parameter and call this index of refraction, IOR. Hook that up right here. And we're going to make this guy's default value 1.33. Because that's the value of water. So we're going to hook that up to refraction. Also, over here, under translucency, enable screen space reflections. It just makes it look nicer. Here, we're going to want to change the slider min to 0 and the slider max to 1. Same thing with specular, roughness, and opacity. Specular's default value, because the default specular for water is 0.25. So that's what the default will be. The opacity, we can make it a default 0.5. And the roughness, we will make a default value of 0. Now, hit save. Okay, so actually, I forgot to do something. I need to enable scaling, right? Because right now, this is way too big, right? You can't really see much detail. So if you drag off from texture coordinate, you do multiply, create another parameter. I know it's a lot of parameters, but this gives us a lot of flexibility. So we're going to call this size. Right here, set the default value to 1, or let's say 2. And now we put that into the coordinate. I'm going to save and let's see what we get. So this looks very nice, and there's one last thing we have to do, because it's going to be hard to see this on a sphere anyway, but we're going to take the speed. Right now it's the default is set to 0. Let's make that 0.1. As the default, that'll look better, and we will save once more.